Chapter 4, Elasticity. In this video, we're going to take a look at some supply and demand lines and how they relate to total revenue and the elasticity of the market. Total revenue is the amount of money a business gets when it sells its product. So total revenue is equal to price times quantity. If you know what the price you're selling the good is at, and you know how many units you sold, you multiply them together, and that's how much money you made in revenue when you sold the products. So you can look at a supply and demand graph. If you know the price and you know the quantity at the equilibrium, you can multiply those together and find the total revenue of a market. Let's say that we have a scenario in which you decide that you're going to provide a service of building websites for a customer. And you originally are pricing each website at $200, but you decide to raise your price to $250. Now, a $50 increase on a price that originally started at $200 is a 25% increase in price. That's pretty steep. The question is, are you going to lose a lot of customers because you raised your price by $50? Well, that's going to be determined by price elasticity of your customers. How responsive are they to price increases? So if we know that total revenue is price times quantity, then price is going to have two effects on your revenue. If you raise the price, it means you're going to be making more money on every website you sell. But you're also going to sell fewer units because some of your customers will not want to pay the higher price. So here's an example. Let's say that this is a demand line for your website building business. At the original price of $200, you were selling 12 units or 12 customers. So if you multiply 200 times 12, you were earning $2,400 in revenue. When you raise your price to $250, you're now selling less websites, only 8 customers. 250 times 8 gives you $2,000 in total revenue. So the blue box here is the revenue that you lost when you decided to raise your price. However, on the new higher price, you are increasing the amount of revenue that you're earning for every website that you sell. The problem here is that the blue box is much larger than the yellow box. So what you're losing is bigger. Now, the reason this is because the marketplace for your websites is elastic. If you look at the price elasticity, it's over 1, in this case, 1.8. You can also look at this demand line. Because this demand line is closer to horizontal, we know that it's an elastic market. In an elastic market, it means customers are very price conscious. And so as price changes, the quantity demanded is going to change by a larger amount. So let's take the exact same example, but this time I'm going to give you a demand line which is more inelastic than the one we just did. In this case, the marketplace's elasticity is 0.82, which means that it is less than 1 and therefore inelastic. So at the original price of $200, we had 12 customers, again making $2,400 in revenue. We're going to lose 2 of the customers this time. And at our new higher price of $250, we're only going to lose 2 customers, so we're going to make $2,500 in revenue. So the yellow box in this case is higher than the blue box because the increase of $50 in price is going to give us more revenue than what we're losing to the customers. Because this market is inelastic, it means that a price increase is going to cause my revenue to rise.